Welcome back to another episode of Koined Insights. And today we have a special guest. She is an entrepreneur. She is a glam girl. She's a marketer. She is my friend, GabbyGlam.
What's poppin'? I'm excited.
I'm excited too. We've been talking.
Right? We've been chatting from...
At this point, I'm not tired.
Listen, they should have just recorded all that we're saying off air and just done.
I forgot about part 2.
Right?
So,
yes,
how
girl.
are you, Gabby?
I'm good. I can't complain. I had a long day, but I'm here. I'm grateful.
It doesn't show, girl.
Good, it shouldn't.
It doesn't show.
Gotta fake it till you make it sometimes, girl. Can't show the tiredness at all.
So, tell me about your ventures, because we know that you are the glam girl. I mean, your name is GabbyGlam on Instagram.
Hey.
Come on. _ GabbyGlam, for those who want to know. Tell me about Carnival Glam Hub. Tell me about your cosmetic line, by the way, guys. Always. Always.
Yes, girl.
Always got that.
She's a real glam girl.
On me.
That's right.
Let it never be said I don't support my friends. Okay?
Friends support friends.
And Gabby always have our cuticle help on her, but
That's very true.
That.
Always.
Yeah, so tell me about your ventures. Tell me about your journey so far. Like, how did you decide, I want to be a glam girl? How decide you want to make glam girls and the whole works?
It's so funny because growing up, I never saw myself doing any of this. All of what I'm doing, I never wanted to do. I always wanted to be a corporate girl. I mean, a lot of people don't know that, but I do that as well. I'm in the corporate world as well. But growing up, I really admired my aunt who was the CEO of a corporate company.
Ooh.
So I really, just seeing her, I really aspired to be like her. I did the courses that she did. I actually did banking and finance because she did it. She was the one who actually convinced me to do marketing. And I was just like, did you do marketing? And she's just like, no. So I said, if you didn't do it, why am I going to do it? But I did it anyways, and it's crazy how everything just transitioned. So growing up, my mom was a makeup artist. She still is. She's a retired makeup artist. Yeah. So growing up, on weekends, I'd actually go on makeup jobs with her. It's just something fun to do on weekends with her. So it's so funny how I've now realized that based on all that I've been doing this whole time, my real role model was my mom. But there's still some kind of merger in terms of with my aunts, because now I am being able to run my own company. Because I remember one time one of my mentors, he was just like, this is the first time he met me. And he's just like, I told him what I wanted to do. I told him I wanted to be a corporate girl. I wanted to be a CEO of a corporate company. And he's just like, you're not going to do that. And I was so mad because I'm like, this man don't know me from Adams. Like, how you telling me what? Like, why would you do that? Why would you say that? And then he said, you're not going to be the CEO of a corporate company. You're going to be the CEO of your own company. And I was just like, that's not so bad.
That not so bad.
That's so nice. So yeah, it's just crazy how both my aunt and my mom together have really inspired me to be who I am right now. And that's really how I got into makeup, because of my mom. So I started off with her clients, her makeup kits, her brushes, and it was more of a case where I was her assistant. Then it was like, oh, Gabby, can you do this person for me? Oh, Gabby, I'm gonna make dinner. Can you do this person for me? Oh, Gabby, she liked how you did makeup last time, Can you do her again for me? And I'm like, so you stop work? Yeah. But then I realized that I really loved how makeup made women feel, how confident it made them feel. And then I just dived a lot deeper into it, into more so focusing on the audience and finding my niche. So now I focus more on soft glam looks.
You do.
And because that's my clientele, I know what it is that they like, what they look out for. And then we'd basically be with my clients. We're just creating different looks together. And that's basically how I started GabbyGlam Cosmetics. my clients were my guinea pigs. I would tell them, okay, I'm thinking of doing this. What is it that you want to see? And I'll go on the types of shades that I tend to use a lot on them. But they are the ones who always know about everything before anything drops, because they are my guinea pigs. They are the ones who tell me what it is that they want to see, because I'm capturing. They're my audience. And I'm just like that too. I'm a soft glam look kind of girl.
You are.
So that's how the cosmetic line really came into play, just because of them. The story of the different collections is a whole different story. But that's how the cosmetic line came about, because of them. And Carnival Glam Hub is just a trick. So basically, I never forget, my same mentor, he's very much big into Carnival. I was just more focused on the glam part of it. But then we realized that there was like a market that was not yet tapped into in terms of allowing persons to get glam for Carnival and the experience of it, and just making it a thing and making it an experience. But initially I was just trying to find a space where I was able to just host myself, because I do host calls. So I was just trying to find a location where I could actually do people, and anybody else who want to do it with me can hop on, because then the cost of a venue was just a bit pricey. So it's so funny, because I reached out to one company and them tell me no, and then I reached out to the home that we're at now, Pegasus, and then they said yes, and we just tried to say, okay, the different artists that were interested, and then we had hairstylists who were interested in getting a space, and then it just became a whole thing of, okay, how can we just make an experience out of it? So we just did makeup. At the time, we had 6, I think it was like 6 makeup artists and 2 hairstylists, to now having like, what do you call it now? Well, now we're in like 9 territories. And that was just in Jamaica. True? 9 territories, over 500 clients, a team of over 300 in terms of makeup artists and hairstylists and photographers. So it's crazy how everything has just evolved with how it all started, with just me following my mom on jobs.
That little seed that was planted.
Yeah.
So something that I've heard, I guess kind of reiterated in your story, was just the role that community had to play in where you are today. So just mentorship. And I know you lean heavily on your community.
I lean so heavy on my community.
I know.
You know that, right?
And a little bit of time.
And a little bit of time she get called. Enough time. All of you know.
I literally have like 3 GabbyGlam shirts in my closet.
Oh my God.
Like working.
Right?
Whether me I work Glam Hub or Glam Corner.
Oh wow. Like, it's crazy. So it's so funny, because I always say, I think people are the biggest resource.
Facts.
People say like, oh, I don't like people, I don't like work with people. Me love people. Me love work with people, because
you're such a people person.
It's not just that, but it doesn't matter how bright you are. It doesn't matter the degree, none of that matters. At the end of the day, networking is really what gets you places.
Facts.
People get you places. You always see people who is the head of some company and them don't have no masters or nothing. But it is the connections that they've made. And with that, it takes you far away, because now that you've had that connection, you've built those experiences that make you equipped to do what you're doing. So I think people is the greatest resource that you could really lean on. And when you have the right people in your corner, it takes you a far way. And the next thing about that too is it's really good to know your community and your tribe. So for me, for example, my parents, I know they love me dearly. They're my biggest cheerleaders. But when I was going into Glam Hub, when I started my cosmetic line, I never told them anything. I never remember. Like, I remember when we started Glam Hub, I was planning everything, and I told them about Carnival Glam Hub 2 weeks before it was gonna be executed. And the reason why I told them was because I knew that if I were to tell them the idea and the concept I had, they would be so scared for me. They wouldn't want to see me fail, that they'd be like, don't bother do that. Don't take that on. When I tell them, I was like, oh, I got this sponsor. This is what we're going to do. This sponsor is giving us this, that. They realize that like they can't back me out now because it's 2 weeks in. So at this point, they just have to be supportive and make sure I get it right and I don't mess up.
Yeah.
So that was why I didn't tell them, because I felt like they were just going to back me out of it because they don't want to see me get hurt. They don't want me to fail. So sometimes it's really important to really understand and know your tribe, to know who you can share certain things with. Because then you have certain friends who, when you tell them something, they'll be a biggest cheerleader. They will boost you, right? They'll believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. And that was my mentor, He really pushed me a lot, and I really needed that push, and it helped a whole lot. So yeah, I think that's like the biggest thing in terms of finding that tribe and really being dependent on your community and making sure you have the right persons in your circle and really understanding. Knowing their strengths and just knowing them to know what you should share with them, what you shouldn't, or when you should share with them, when you shouldn't.
Okay, I hear that. Speaking of mentorship it's a cheat code in life. I wouldn't even say in the professional world. That I think so many people underestimate. But even people who don't underestimate and understand its importance, it just seems like it's what's that word? It's intimidating. It's intimidating because it's just like, okay, well, how do I find a mentor? Like, how do I what do I look for in a mentor? Like, what do I need to, do to get a mentor? At what stage do I need a mentor?
And it's so funny because I wasn't looking for a mentor, It's just like when you start to interact, I can't even, so one of my mentors is Kipwe, Megan. I say it proudly, don't care who wants to. Love him to death. He annoys me. Oh gosh, he's our biggest headache, but I know we're business partners, which is so insane. But how I met Kibwe was through a company called USAY, but I wasn't necessarily looking for a mentor. He was just someone who gave a lot of sound advice, and I was just very intrigued, and I would just start asking him questions, and I didn't even be like, hey, can you be my mentor? It wasn't even a case like that. So
it was a natural progression.
It was just like a natural progression where he'll be working on projects and I'm like, oh, what you doing? Like, how I can help? I want to be a part of it. And then he will want to know like what I'm good at. And then I'll work with him with that as it relates to that. And just, he'll just put me, I call it baptism by fire. Just put me in some crazy scenarios and I really just have to try and solve it. And try to get lessons from it. But in terms of finding a mentor, I feel like even with social media and everything, that's just with books and all of that, that's just that we're so accessible to as well. I feel like it really helps a lot because I'm also just getting advice and learning stuff through social media, through TikTok as well, Yeah. People are preaching some serious things and I'm just like, Jano,
Yeah, that makes sense.
It makes sense. And I know sometimes it's crazy because you also definitely want to be careful because somebody may be saying something, but they're doing something completely different behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So you really don't know, like, is this person really? Yeah, but the thing about it is also the message, what you get from the message. Yeah, that person though, but this is what I get from the message and this is what it means to me. This is how I'm interpreting it, what I'm interpreting it as. So it just hits different. And because of that, because at the same time, your mentor does not necessarily need to be biggest role model. I feel like, my biggest role model is myself.
Yeah,
the
girl.
future me.
Ooh.
Because Me only know about my life.
Yeah,
but don't know about nobody else's life.
You just solved that crisis that I've had for years.
Because I am envisioning what I'm gonna be and how I want to be. I'm just excited for her. I'm just so excited for her.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, like I'm so excited. May I say, geez, I'm like, and because I know all of the things that I had to deal with. Other people that you see on social media, even your mentors, they'll be preaching something to you, but you don't know what they're doing behind closed doors. You really don't know. So what you could really do is take their advice and interpret it for yourself and see how it could really be a benefit to you. And then I think that is how you become so proud of where you are when you look where you come from, because you really know where you're coming from. Certain things we don't share with other people, we keep it to ourselves. So when you look back, you said, damn girl, you coming a far way. And because of that, I'm my biggest trauma. Like, me admire me. Me admire me. Yeah.
That's actually so helpful.
Yeah.
Because I think in my head, I have, like, of course I have mentors for like different aspects of my life, but there is a mentor that I want, but I don't know anybody like that.
Because it's you.
And I'm just like, I'm like telling my daddy, because I'm like, okay, daddy.
It's you, girl. It's you.
I'm like, help me find this lady. So it's a woman and she's, this, and she runs this company and she's, and then daddy's just like, my daddy knows a lot of people. He's just like, I don't know anybody like that.
Yeah.
It's future me. That's
future me. It's
I love
the
that
future
girl.
you. Like when, if you close your eyes and you're just envisioning the person that you want to be, you just get excited.
It's her.
Yeah, it's her. And that is really that's what drives me. It drives me because then I'm also seeing as a future me as someone that is also giving. When persons are around me, they feel blessed. They just feel happy. Because I love to see people happy. I think that's why I love what I do, because it really it boosts their confidence. I don't even see myself as just a makeup artist, but really someone who shifts the energy of a woman to make them look and feel more confidence before they leave. So yeah, I think that is that is me.
Okay.
That is the future. That is the future
her.
Gabby. That's the future Gabby.
Come on.
And then the thing about it too is that while you are aspiring and dreaming about that person, you're still trying to live that life, even though, okay, you think that you need this to achieve that, but you can still do it with where you are now. Okay, I like when people are happy. I like to give. I'm going to give what I can. I probably can't give what I really want to give, but I'm going to start from now, and it's just like a stepping stone. So that is how I see it.
Starting where you are with what you have.
Starting where you are with what you have.
And I think an important nugget as well is similarly to how, you were saying, take what you can from each person's message.
Yeah.
Because, my daddy always says, like, you can learn something from.
You can always learn something
for sure. From anybody. Whether it's you're learning from their mistakes, which my daddy was just always like, learn from other people's mistakes. You know, you don't have to make all of them by yourself.
Yeah.
Or you're learning from their lives, because they're different people who, while I haven't been able to like identify, this specific woman who I have in my head who I want as a mentor, I still see aspects of her in different people.
Yes.
So I'm just like, I really want to be theologically sound like my pastor, and I want to be caring like my mom, and I want to do this like like all these different people, and it's my community.
That's your community
that forms this imaginary role model that I had all along, who I'm just realizing who she is.
Pretty much. That's really what it is.
What would you say have been the 3 most challenging things you've had to, I guess, sit with / learn going into your entrepreneurial journey? What have you learned about yourself? Because if there's nothing that's going to teach you about yourself, it's running a business.
Yeah. I And it's not for everybody, and that's okay.
It's not. It's not. It's really not for everybody.
Outside of it has it can also just be, it can affect you mentally as well. Because at the end of the day, with your business, you're constantly thinking about it. You're never off. Even when you're on vacation, you're never really on vacation because you see something, you're like, oh my God, that would be so cool for so and so. You just start thinking, you know? And I think that it's important to really love what you do. So I think even though, you're gonna experience challenges, because some of the challenges that I experienced was, let's see. All right, so I'll never forget. So one of the challenges is that sometimes you're gonna share certain things with certain people, and they'll probably just have a lot of negative things to say about it. I never forget. I shared something with someone. Shared the whole Glam Hub thing with someone, and they're just like, "That's never gonna work." She's like one of my good clients now, but I remember I shared it with her because she was in the space, and she's just like, "Gabby, that's not gonna work. People are not gonna pay that price. People are gonna pay that price." And then even with the cosmetic line, another challenge I had was I've been planning that for a while, and it all happened like 2020 was when I was on the final leg, and COVID happened.
I remember that.
And it was so awful because I remember like that time there, G's and P's, me and God in a serious war. Because God like crazy that time there. Because first,
how could you?
Listen, so first of all, even with the whole cosmetic line, with that, it came out, okay, COVID is out. So I was just like, oh my God. Then it meant everybody has to stay home. So I said, okay, everybody has to stay home. This is not going to really make any sense. But we were on the last leg. Then I was just like, okay, at least you can wear it when you're at home. Then it turned into you have to wear a mask.
Yes.
What is the point at this point? And lip gloss is the worst product I could come up with at this point. And then you see stuff on the news. I never forget there was a headline about cosmetic sales have been decreasing in this and this store because nobody's buying anything. I'm out just cause I said, God, what? So we know the plan. You know the plan. Like what is going on? What is going on? And then I was just like, all right, pray about it and everything, because the first collection was called Seal, Faith, Celeste, and Bless. And that was literally the whole journey, because I was literally walking by faith throughout the whole time because nothing was really making sense. Celeste, because Celeste is that's also my middle name, but believing in the celestial power within God. And then Bless, because I knew that without a doubt, there's going to be blessings along the way. At the end of the tunnel, there were going to be,
by the way.
Blessed, huh?
That's definitely
Blessed,
my favorite,
right? It's out now, guys. It's available in stores.
I could not find any. I was like,
yes,
Gabrielle.
that was the first gloss to be sold out. But we're back.
Bomb.
Vegan and cruelty free.
Yes.
But so COVID, had to wear a mask. So I was just like, okay, well, at least December is coming around the corner. Yeah. So at least persons will just buy it for Christmas, buy it for gifts and whatever. That's the highest buying power at this time. Christmas, the products them do come. Mr. God, what you going with?
Oh God, yes.
And then he was just like, they're gonna come. We're gonna sell them in January. So that don't make no sense.
God, that's after the Christmas rush.
That's after the Christmas rush. January is when everybody money done. All right, so end of January. No, this first week in January. That just not matching. Anyways, I remember I told my mom, I was like, well, I'm going to sell it in January because the products came like the 20, like I think it was like the Boxing Day after Christmas and everything. I was like, I was just going to sell it in January. Came with 300 products came at first. And I remember I was telling my aunt, I was like, Auntie, I'm going to sell it in January. And she's like, boy, I don't think it makes sense because nobody not going to buy it at that time. And I never forget I had called one of my close friends at the time. And I was just like, boy, I really don't know what I'm going to do because like, it's just not, like it don't make sense. It don't make sense. And she's just like, push it. People will support you. She said, just push it. So I launched it January 6th. And in 2 weeks, the 300 lippies were done. So I was just like, made it ball. Cause it just never made any sense. You know, and at that time too, I wasn't even in Fontana yet.
Wow.
I wasn't in Fontana yet.
So where were they? So, I mean, I bought from you personally.
You bought, yeah. So those 300 people just bought on the website or from me personally.
Yeah. Oh, yes, the website.
On the website or from me personally. And then I couldn't get to put out in Fontana until, I think it was like February. Because then we had to wait for the next shipment to come. And it was going to come in February.
Wow.
Yeah, around that time. So so it was a challenge. But then I realized that what pushed me through the whole time is my community and God. You know?
That was so encouraging.
No, it was, So I think that we're always going to experience challenges, but it's really great when you have a solid community to lean on and just believing in your faith and trusting God and whatever he says. Because obviously his stuff just never make any sense
to us because his thoughts are higher. It never
makes any sense because like all kind of any kind of scientific thing you think about, economic things you're thinking about, the math is just not mathing. The girl math not worse are not mathing because I'm just like nobody is not gonna want to spend this kind of money worse when people are losing jobs. It is January, like it just never made any sense, but it all worked out. So since that, I have just been trusting God in everything. And his people are just like, oh my God, you must have come up with a great plan about all of these things. And I was like, I didn't. Once something comes, like once he put something in my head, I just go with it same time. But did I have like a 5-year plan? I wouldn't say I did. And it's crazy because people are just like, oh, what's a 5-year goal? But it's crazy because so many things can happen in a year. Yeah. And things can just, much less 5, and things can just shift just like that. So I literally just take it step by step and just put everything to prayer and let's let it play out the way how it's supposed to. So, yeah.
I think your story is very encouraging to me, even though I literally know because I remember when you were supposed to launch and we were at AC and we were going there, you're like, and the whole
AC, we were from the international audience.
AC Hotel, I'm so sorry. But AC Hotel.
Oh, in Jamaica.
In Jamaica.
Because this is an international audience we have over here.
Yes.
Right?
And we were sitting there because oh my gosh, I was going to us. We were both going through the trenches of releasing a product together. And we were both going through it. You're like, no, but your product will sell because, and I'm just like, no, Gabby, but your product will sell.
Right, remember? Like, exactly. It's just crazy.
And I think we just, because we were both trying to launch for December, but it was just not working out.
It just was not working out.
And
I don't understand why.
Rehearing this story, what it's just reminding me of is, you know, sometimes God has to do things that don't make sense for us to know that it's not us.
Yeah.
Because had you sold really in December?
Yeah, I think it's me. I was like, my marketing is great.
Yeah, at the Christmas rush.
Yeah, at the Christmas rush. But it really wasn't. He's just like, I'm going to show you that it's me. Just trust in me.
Because that made no sense why you sold.
Yeah, so that's why the name of the collection is Sila. The second collection I came out with is I Am ... The collection after that is Salem. And then there are other stuff coming. And there are other exciting news too that's coming. I think I could actually... When is this coming out?
October.
Oh,
maybe we can drop the episode in November if you want.
I think by the time this comes out, I will be...
Yeah, release it.
Oh my God! Gabby, shut up! It's on their site right now, but I just have to put in the
Don't mess it up.
I'm not.
The inventory logs, but it's gonna be on their website.
Okay.
about that. Or probably before. It's on the side right now. I just have to put in the quantities because I was waiting for the stuff to come. Yes. So 4 is the next step, girls. In the name of Jesus.
I'm so happy you're doing this, so I have a friend to be like, girl, what did you do? I'm so happy.
Yeah, so that's what we're working on. It's been, that thing has been there going on from me.
Girl, I'm gonna lock this off more. I'm trying. Yeah. Back to regular programming, guys. Oh my gosh. But I mean, that can bring us to our next question. Like, you have expanded because you are not just local, like separate and apart from GabbyGlam Cosmetics, like Carnival Glam Hubs in 9 territories. And
that was another rough thing too.
Yeah, like what advice would you give to local entrepreneurs who want to expand beyond Jamaica? You know, they want their products to be all over the place, their products or services or their ideas, you know. They have that dream, but it's not something that they necessarily see modeled in front of them in their current environment. What advice would you give to them on how to expand past our borders?
One thing I would say is to just also be very persistent, because a lot of those bigger stuff to achieve, it seems like so difficult, or there's so many loopholes that you have, so many things that you have to go through before you actually reach there. But I feel like, especially now, it's with social media, it's a lot helpful, because then you could reach out to persons in that industry and be like, hey, you know, I want to get there. Like, you think who you recommend and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of persons know, well, that I find, they're more willing to share information. You have 1 or 2 people that won't. You have some industries where you won't.
You have the gatekeepers.
You have the gatekeepers, but you also have people who will actually share information. Because I mean, I've had to do that. I have had to reach out to people, and fortunately, as I said, it's a team, so it's not just me alone. But you know, we see how other people can benefit from it as well. Because sometimes people want to know how it benefits them. It's
for sure,
natural. Yeah. But I think another thing that helps a lot is when you're really good at what you do, when you're very persistent with it too. And I think your brand has a lot to do with it as well, in terms of, because people buy people, and people buy people. And I think that when persons can connect with your brand, with social media, because there's so many people that can see you and access your page from all over the world, once you really attract that kind of those persons, they will be the ones to reach out to you and be like, hey, I have this opportunity. Would you be interested in coming here? That kind of thing. I feel like that helps a lot too. But it helps when you are very genuine with who you are and your brand. So your brand is how people see you. And you can actually create that too. But when you're so genuine about it, it shows.
It does. You can always tell.
You can always tell. It really shows. And then it will draw persons, especially persons who are like that or who admire that. And that can be a person in Jamaica, that can be a person in Trinidad, that can be a person in LA. And those people will be like, what do you think about so and so? And I'm like, I'd really be into it, but how can you help me? Or, you know, they may have the connections too. So that has what has helped me a lot in terms of doing makeup. And even through Glam Hub, like, we would have bands reach out to us and be like, hey, we'd really like for you guys to come to this territory. We can help you, because they see the brand. Exactly. So that is really how it worked in terms of getting that brand out there, in terms of being able to do makeup personally, in like for weddings in Atlanta and stuff, it's because they saw my page and they're like, oh my God, I would really love you to come. Could I fly you up and you can do my wedding? And I'm like, yeah, girl, sure. Yeah. So I think and it's also, and sometimes what I realize is that I had asked her, I'm just like, so you're in Atlanta. In Atlanta, it wasn't Atlanta, it was Orlando, sorry. And I'm just like, there's so many makeup artists here.
Yeah, you have a pick.
Yeah, but what it was me, and that is my brand. So there's a difference between your job title and your brand.
Facts.
Right? There's so many makeup artists. There's so many people who do what you do, but they don't do, or they do the same kind of thing you do, but they don't do it how you do it. They don't have the expertise that you do. They don't have the personality that you do. And as I said, people buy from people, you know? So it is really you that people connect with. And that's why even for if you realize a lot of pages, you'd have the person's personal page and the business page, but then personal page always have more followers than the business page because people are attracted to people. Which is why I always push what I do on my personal page as well, because more people are tuning because they want to see me. They see me as the brand, you know? So I think that when you're really genuine, and it's just so pure and authentic, it helps. And I got that advice from my glam girl, the PR chick, Naomi Garrick. And also Terry Carell, who's also one of my glam girls. Yeah. She's really big on that. Out of sight, and I'll never forget, she said, Gabby, out of sight, out of mind. She said, if you're not posting, if you're not there, people are just going to forget about you. You know? So you really always just want to be, and that's so funny because even when I don't give out business cards. I'm just like, follow me on Instagram. Because with a business card, you're going to put it in your purse and later on you're going to dash it away. You're going to forget about it. Yeah. With Instagram, no.
You're going to see me, babe.
Once I am posting, you're going to see me. You may not need me now, but probably somewhere. And you're like, you don't need a makeup artist. And you say, oh, there's this girl I follow. She name some Glam. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
But that happens to out of sight, out of mind. And just being true to who you are. And just really understanding the signs of your personal brand and just being true to it. So no matter wherever you see me, I am me. What you see on Instagram is what you're gonna get. Girl that likes to dress up and look cute. See?
That's literally you.
Yeah. That's just me. I'm a glam girl.
You really are.
And that's just it.
Point and through.
Yeah, from long time to man. Yeah. So it is what it is. That's just me. And I think once you're true to who you are, people will realize that. People will see it and they'll buy into it. They will support you.
So as we wind down,
but didn't answer your question?
You think so? I don't know. I can get something from that. So true, people. And I can get something from that. As Gabby said, take what you can from the message and just interpret it.
And just interpret it. Yes, there you go.
So, on that note, as we wind down.
Winding down?
I don't know how long we are talking.
We don't have things to go chat about after.
Yeah, we have things to talk about after.
Yeah, run me.
She can't come back. She know how to find me. As we wind down, or try to wind down, what advice would you give to someone who isn't sure if they want to or if they can be an entrepreneur? Like, them see it and they're like, that look nice, but them don't know if them can do it, or if or even something that they really want to do.
I think pray about it, and then after you pray about it and you get the guidance, then you just do it. There's no perfect time. Yeah, like night. Because the thing about it is that there's no perfect time to do anything in life. You just have to work with the imperfect time and do it now. And you really never know until you try. There is no, and that's the thing. So you don't necessarily need, I don't want to say that you don't necessarily need, but I didn't follow a guidebook. I didn't go step by step. I literally just said, I'm going to start from some point. Eventually all the pieces will come together. But this is what I can manage now. I'm going to start with this. Okay, let me come up with a name. Let me come up with a logo. Start something. Somewhere. Just start.
Start, yeah.
you don't. There's no. Well, I don't know. I don't have a guide. But with everything I've done, I've literally just started. There was nobody that was doing a glam hub before.
Yeah. So it's just that there was no like step by step for you to follow.
There was no step by step for me to follow. And then see what others see, find what others don't. Yeah, that was it. See what others see. Oh, see what others see, find what others don't. Yeah.
Word.
That's
actually the final thing I was gonna ask you was, what's the best advice you've ever gotten?
that one.
Yeah.
That one. That's how I had to just be like, wait, go again. Yeah. See what others see, find what others don't. And that's basically how Glam Hub started. You know? And just being creative and figuring out, okay, what valued, how could it really benefit people, and being like, okay, this is an experience that will work. And now you have a lot of people that's doing a Glam Hub.
Yeah. Find a gap and fill it.
Yeah. Find a gap, fill it. And then you know when you're doing the right thing when you have a lot of other brands doing it.
I literally.
So when people I have people will be messaging me like, girl, is it so and so? I said, oh, that's awesome. I was like,
I'm gonna tell you what I said to Candy. My father said, people not throw mango, people not throw stone after fluxy mango.
There you go. Yeah. So when you see, you just know that you're doing something right. And what's crazy is that sometimes they're trying to follow the exact thing that you can do. So
But they can.
what I just take from it is, okay, how can I evolve? Yeah, you see it's they offering this. Yeah, you offering that. We offering this now.
Yeah.
It's just
10 step ahead of them like chronic.
you kind of just have to be try to be ahead of the game, think. But at the same time, when you're passionate about something, you can tell. Like, you know when somebody's doing it for the money versus when they're not.
Facts.
And that's just it. That's even it with the cosmetic line as well. Oh, yeah. So you have so many things coming, new products coming. That one I'm very excited about. But I can't talk about that yet because I don't know when that one coming out.
All right.
May I work with God timing again. So.
Lord, may I beg you, make sure you can talk about it before this need for drop. Amen. Or we just have to bleep it out in a post.
Yeah.
Well, guys, Gabby, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me, girl. This was fun.
And thank you guys for listening to yet another episode of Koined Insights. We hope that you found a lot of nuggets, you learned some things, and that this information will help you, serve you, has added value to your life, because really that's what we're here for. So follow us on Instagram at Koined Digital. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. What else? What else people do?
Follow GabbyGlam
Yes.
GabbyGlam.
Yes.
Lippies O'Hare. Which camera? This one? Yes. Gabby. Which one? On a point on two different one.
What is going on?
Use that one.
This one. Okay. GabbyGlam Co. GabbyGlam. You can purchase the products in Fontana, Waterloo, Barbican, Local, Mirror, Face Forward, The Face Place, Tipsy Nail Bar in Montego Bay, Ignite Boutique. It's on Amazon as well. We have our website. And I'm going to stop there because I'm not sure
What else?
about the other one if it comes out in time. But yeah, that's it for now.
Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Goodbye.